Have 4 minutes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Rita Conn. I am Chairwoman of Let Laguna Vote, and your staff is really smart, and they recognize in this application that there are lots of uncertainties and that they have their doubts, and that's probably why at the end of every category they have inserted one of two clauses. Either they're eliminating liability for the Coastal Commission, or they say something like this: staff proposes to mitigate this doubt with special conditions that must be met in 20 years. And 20 years is a long time, and a lot of really bad things could happen in that time. So why 20 years when there is current technology available today that would mitigate all of those concerns and that is licensed in the U.S.? Take, for example, the dry cask storage systems that were used at Fukushima. Surprisingly, they survived intact the earthquake of a 9.0 and the tsunami that was 47 feet tall. They're vastly different than the kind that Edison is proposing today. And I brought you a visual. The thickness of the walls of the canisters that survived Fukushima are this thick. The thickness of the walls that Holtec plans to use are this thick. It is, yeah, right, you can hardly see it. It's a big difference, and it makes a big difference as well. In addition, this system is installed above ground in a hardened structure, so there would be no need to harm our precious bluffs. They also are both a storage canister and a transfer canister, which means that there will be no questions. It will be ready when the Department of Energy comes to get it, and we can restore that site again and enjoy it. There is no history of this lasting. There's no history of the infrastructure that they want to put it in lasting because it's never been used before any place in the world in these marine conditions. So let's pay attention to not only what Edison tells us, but also what Edison doesn't tell us. Like, I believe that they did not tell you this about their vendor, that according to the Department of Justice and the Office of the Inspector General, Edison's selected vendor, Holtec, was the first vendor to be debarred as a USA contractor after a TVA power plant manager pleaded guilty to felony charges of accepting a bribe. This doesn't speak well for their integrity. And when the chief dry cask storage inspector for the Chicago NRC, Ross Landsman, was asked to sign off on Holtec's quality assurance, he refused, stating, "This is the same kind of thinking that led to the NASA Space Shuttle disaster. As far as I'm concerned, Holtec has no quality assurance." The findings of the report that the government did in Fukushima said that that was a man-made disaster. Yes, due to the collusion between the governing bodies and between the utilities companies. It could have been prevented. This is your chance. There's other technologies available. God forbid, an emergency could be prevented by asking Edison to supply you with all of the options, not just the one. Please deny this permit.